As men spend money, God spends men. As men spend money, God spends men. And this afternoon the Holy Ghost blew it a little bit more to me. He said, just like human enterprise spends money for the labor to acquire so much of money so that they can advance their cause in the earth, behind the curtains heaven labors that men can be acquired so that the enterprise of God can be advanced. God can do without man, but he has chosen not to. And because he has chosen not to, heaven has, become almost, let me put it this way, heaven is at the mercy of able men. God has needs. I hope you know that. I know that what we have built consistently is that man has needs, and God is supposed to generally be a need meter. But again, like I have done before, that heaven has needs. God actually had to create Jesus. Yes, he was created because that was not his form. He was apportioned the body so that a need that God could meet. I shared that from Isaiah chapter 66. Jerry, be at alert. This thing should not fail again. God bless you. He said, heaven is my throne. Now the earth is my footstool. But where is the house that you have built for me? And God from Adam began to interact with man after man until God himself had to become a man so that he could dwell in the man that he created. When Jesus to return to heaven, a discussion in those last minutes or those last hours was captured in Acts chapter 1. The Bible said, as he began to speak, the disciples said to him in 1:7, they said to him, we have a need. Is that we need you to supply us with a timing. When would the kingdom be restored back to Israel? Would these Romans be our leaders forever? So Jesus said to them, it's not for you to know the times or the seasons that God has set. He said, but ye shall receive power after the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me. It meant that Jesus had a need. He could not be a witness to himself. And so when we scream Jesus, I have been praying that for like 3 years, and on the streets of Ogbomoso, Jesus will walk again. That he will walk into the campus, he will sit in class for lectures. But you know that Jesus does not want to graduate biochemistry. You think he needs to graduate biochemistry, but how Jesus will walk upon the streets is that a man will embody him, and that when we interact with you, we are actually interacting with him. When you sit in that biochemistry class, it's actually Jesus himself that sits. That class comes under a cloud because Jesus came. That's the dream. That is Jesus who rides behind the bike man. And that bike man, though he collects money from you, experiences salvation not only for himself, but God gains an inroad into his family, because the person he carried was not Emmanuel, it was Jesus he carried. The seller actually sells to Jesus because the seller receives more than money from you. He receives the life of God that emanates from a man that is being spent by God. The dream of heaven is that our interactions in the earth realm our transactions will not only involve money, is that you yourself will become part of that transaction. As human enterprise is by money, divine enterprise It's advanced.